So y'all remember about a week ago, maybe a little longer, I did a video about the 10 inmates who escaped down in New Orleans, hopped the fence, and then ran across the highway. And I said, I predicted that one particular individual would be caught first. Well, it turns out I was completely wrong. The individual that I said would be caught first has been on the run the longest and has somehow been able to evade capture and law enforcement out of everybody, despite having the most distinguishable face out of all of them. Dude is literally running around with 3 very, very distinguishable tattoos on his face and somehow has still been able to avoid capture. Now, we now know why he's been able to avoid capture, because he's obviously been getting help, okay? There have been people that have been arrested in regards to helping him evade police. They have literally been harboring a fugitive. Great job, fucking idiots. But we have an update, because we had our first ever fugitive press conference live from the internet. Our first ever fugitive press conference. Dude said, you know what? I'm tired of the way y'all talking about me. I'm tired of the way that I'm being treated. I am innocent, and I am going to grab a camera, record myself in somebody's kitchen, and then put this video out there so that I can exonerate myself of all wrongdoing. There are so many stupid things about this. There are so many retarded moves that have been made all the way around that we gotta talk about it. Because, if you're ever on the run and you're my friend, do not call me and ask, can you come and record a video conference in my kitchen, bro? That's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. I don't think any of my friends would put me in that position, and I wouldn't do them that way either, but I'm just letting it be known. If you out here, and for whatever reason you end up getting arrested, do not hit my line and ask me to come sit in my kitchen and use my phone or a burner phone so that you can record a video proclaiming your innocence. Let's get to it, man. This shit is ridiculous.
WWL Louisiana News at 5 begins with breaking news.
Good evening. We begin with breaking news about Antoine Massey, one of the 2 Orleans Parish jail escaped inmates still on the run. Authorities are now reviewing an Instagram post in which a man who calls himself Antoine Massey speaks at length about the escape and some of the previous charges against him. Investigative reporter Mike Perlstein joining us now in studio to talk about all these dramatic developments. Mike.
Well, that's right, Devin. We have confirmed that federal and state law enforcement authorities are reviewing this social media post, and they are taking it seriously. In the Instagram post, which appears to be recorded as it plays on a cell phone, a person with the same facial tattoos as Massey talks about being let out of the jail, names a female who was arrested for accessory to his escape, and claims his innocence on domestic violence charges he is facing in both Orleans and St. Tammany parishes. He also shows court paperwork regarding his cases. Here's a portion of the video being scrutinized by law enforcement.
During the day, my name was Antoine Massey. I'm one of the ones that was let out of Orleans Parish Jail where they said I escaped, right? All right, what I want to talk about today is that I learned that they locked a woman up for saying that she was supposed to be helping me in any nature. Her name is right? Now, is the victim to my case in St. Tammany. What they say, the kidnapping, the second-degree rape, the second-degree kidnapping.
Now, the video goes on for many more minutes and covers a wide range of topics, including requests for help by everyone from rappers to President Donald Trump. And as you saw, This person, calling himself Antoine Massey, knows all about the specific charges being faced by the escapee, as well as the arrest of an alleged accomplice. Once again, Devin, we have confirmed that this video is in the hands of state and federal law enforcement, and they are taking it very seriously.
And there's a lot for them to digest here. So what can law enforcement do with this social media post?
Well, that is an open question, obviously a good one, and they are pouring all over it. Instagram accounts can be set up instantly, almost like a burner phone. However, the video itself could contain metadata, which could be mined to trace to some IP address, to perhaps pinpoint who shot the video. Obviously, the big question for law enforcement is, where did this occur?
Yeah.
Where is Antoine Massey now? And
Well, breaking news. Breaking news. They found him. Of course they did, because y'all are dumb and you believe that. I don't even know how y'all don't know this by now, but in the day and age, in the year 2025, with all of the greatest technology that we have at our fingertips, I do not know how y'all didn't think that this dude would be caught damn near immediately. Or at least the home where this was recorded. I don't know how y'all thought, or how anybody thought, the person that allowed him to do this, I don't know how they thought that it was going to go over, that they wouldn't be able to find out where it was recorded at, bro. We have too much technology out here. Satellites, GPS triangulation. There's too many techniques that forensics departments have developed for you to be able to record a video and think that you can get away with it because you recorded it in an obscure kitchen somewhere. That's not how it works. You going to jail too. Whoever allowed Antoine Massey to record that video, I hope you ready for your orange jumpsuit as well. Because guess what? You going to jail too. Now, I've heard a lot of people over the past couple days talking about how they believe he was innocent. If you go on social media, you go to any one of the various media platforms, you'll see the comment section where people are talking about how they believe him. Oh, he's innocent. I believe him. He is innocent. He innocent. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. This, that, and the other. Right? Not so fast, bro. Y'all so gullible to believe a dude because he got on camera and held up a piece of paper. If this dude was so innocent, why does he have a history of violence, of theft, of escaping? Bro, you can't tell me that you've been in multiple situations in your lifetime to where you have landed your ass either in prison, jail, or in some type of penal system, and every single time you were innocent. Life doesn't work that way. You know how many times I've been in jail? Not once. Not once. Not once. It's not hard not to go to jail, y'all. Believe it or not. I know it's a crazy concept. I know it's a crazy idea. It's an insane and ludicrous idea that that a black man can go through life without going to jail, but it can actually be done. And guess what? I know several people black men that have never been to jail before. It can be done. Contrary to popular belief. Wow. But anyway, let's get to what the facts are saying. I'm not even going to play dude's video. The video that was played where he's claiming he's innocent, I might play a little bit of it, but it was like 6, 7, 8 minutes long. I'm not playing that whole thing for him to sit up here and talk about how innocent he is. Anyway, authorities raided the home where jail escapee may have filmed video claiming he's innocent. And during that video, he asked Lil Wayne and Trump to help him out. He's asking Trump for a pardon. All right. So law enforcement agencies searched the home where they believe Antoine Massey, a serial escapee. Serial escapee means he's done this not once, not twice, but several times. Who vanished from a New Orleans jail 2 weeks ago, may have recorded a video proclaiming his innocence and asking rapper Lil Wayne and President Donald Trump for help. He also asked any other rapper. I don't know why he turned to the rap community to help him. He asked... Weird. Anyway, He thinks Lil Wayne is going to, I guess, put down his cigarettes and his weed and come help him get out of jail. Okay. Massey and 9 other inmates broke out of the Orleans Justice Center on May 16th, taking advantage of the bad locks, stolen bedding, and a hungry jail employee to escape. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because we were all wondering, how did they get out of this jail? How did they get... We saw the wall, right? We saw the picture. I might put it up on the screen here. We saw the picture of where they alleged they escaped from. And everybody was wondering, okay, we see the hole that they carved out in the wall, but still, how did they escape through that? Well, we got more answers regarding that. It says Massey has evaded hundreds of authorities in a multi-state manhunt. But over the weekend, a man who strongly resembles the fugitive is him. We're not going to do that. It's definitely him. He said, my name is Antoine Massey, and I'm asking for help. So after making his personal plea for somebody to come and help him, by the way, he's being charged with domestic abuse involving strangulation and motor vehicle theft. All right. But he's claiming he's innocent. All right. But let's scroll down a little bit. Let's go. I thought this was interesting here. Right here. It says the Deputy U.S. Marshal Brian Fair had this to say. He said, if he's saying he's innocent, he can come turn himself in. He's not good. He's not doing that. Okay, that's not happening. He's not doing that. You can forget about that. But let's get to how this happened in the first place. It says right here, Williams told investigators he was to turn the water off inside that cell, and one of the escapees threatened to shank him if he did not. But instead of reporting the inmate, he turned the water off as directed, allowing for the successful escape. The Attorney General's office said. Now, you may be saying, well, who the hell is Williams? Williams is this guy right here. Sterling Williams is a maintenance worker. At the time of the escape, allegedly told investigators he had turned the water off in the cell from which the inmates escaped. And he said he did that because they threatened to shank him. He said that they threatened to shank him. The inmates threatened to shank him if he did not turn that water off. And as a byproduct, help them escape the county jail, right? That's what he said. Williams was one of the first suspects arrested in connection with the jailbreak. He faces 10 counts related to the escapees and 1 count of malfeasance in office for acting under the order of an inmate. His arrest warrant affidavit states, the attorney has said one of the jail's deputy asked Williams to fix the toilet because it was overflowing. And reportedly, that's when somehow one of the inmates got a hold of him and said, listen, if you don't shut this water off, we're going to shut your water off. All right? That's what's being said. Now, I want to switch to something else really quickly. This is the video.
That was let out of the GC.
He said he was let out.
What I want to talk about today is why I was in Orleans Parish Jail. I was in custody for almost 8 months. All right, 6 months, something like that. I was in there for theft of a motor vehicle and domestic abuse involving strangulation. That's what I was in Orleans Parish for. Okay, but before I was in Orleans Parish, I was in a jail called St. Tammany Detention Center. All right, St. Tammany Jail here in St. Tammany Parish. There's 2 different parishes, Orleans and St. Tammany. Okay, today what I want to talk about is that I was on 2nd degree kidnapping, 2nd degree rape, domestic abuse battery involving strangulation, domestic abuse battery, violation of protective order, right? On this woman right here, her name is Diamond White. That's her name. This is a district attorney drop form right here. And she's not a child, she's an adult, a full adult. I was dating this woman. This is a legalized affidavit saying all allegations against me is false. You remember, all allegations against me is false. I was nowhere around her or none of that during the timing of the date, which was November the 10th of 2024. Okay, through how the system is corrupted. Okay, she did this, right? Saying all allegations against me is false. And she even saying it, she let them know the truth that I never did this to her. I never hit her. I was nowhere around her, nothing. She got mad and thought that I was dealing with another woman. That's why she did what she did to me. You know what I'm saying? Another thing too, once I got into Orleans Parish, I was there for like a month or something like that. Okay, a lot went on as that time progressed. Okay, if you was an innocent person and you know the judges and DA know that this person is saying that all the charges that you're on that you did not do, why was you still in jail?
All right, let's pause it right here. So far, he's saying that, hey, I'm innocent. The girl that once accused me of assaulting her and doing all of these violent things to her has basically redacted her statement. That's what he's saying. She came back, redacted her statement, recounted her statement, and I should be let off the hook. I'm innocent now. She changed her story. Now, two things can be true. And by the way, this is why people are saying he's innocent and they believe him. But hold on. Two things can be true. She could have redacted her statement. She could have tried to set him up because she thought that he was dealing with another woman. I'm not even saying he's lying about that part. However, how many times have we seen women file a complaint, file a motion, file some type of charge with the police department, and then come back later and redact it, or come back later and try to retract their statement, or come back or call up to the precinct and say, no, he didn't do that. How many times have we seen women say one thing and then go back and be like, oh, no, I don't want to testify against them? This does not prove your innocence, bro. You need more than this. You need more than that. And I'm not saying, again, that she didn't set him up. She could have very well set him up. But what about the other charges? That's not the only charge that he has. Why y'all talking about he innocent and they need to let him go? That's not the only charge that he has. Again, this was a 10-minute video. But before I'm not going to let that drag out. I want to show y'all something else. Let me show y'all the auntie of this dude and the type of people that surround him.
But right now, our family is going through. You niggas is opening up old wounds that we are trying to bury. We are trying to bury them. Y'all making my nephew out to be a monster. He is not a monster. Is Antoine a problem child? Of course. Anybody who know us know that. Has Antoine been a problem since they fucking won? Yes. But how did he get that way? Y'all know how he got that way. From watching his father get executed in front of him, but he's not the only one that it done affected. It affected his sister, it affected his mama, it affected all of his siblings. Do you understand what I'm saying? It affected all of them. But this is his story with it. His sister right now is locked up and incarcerated from allegedly helping him. Allegedly helping him. She ain't been right since she seen the murder of her father. I need for y'all to lift this family up in prayer. To tell us, where y'all at, man? Do y'all want to relive this shit again? Y'all still ain't healed from my brother day. Y'all still ain't healed from his day. And y'all gonna watch this shit go down in national TV, bro. I'm trying not to get upset because I've been crying all day at work today and I had to flip tables and now. This not his fault, y'all, and I'm not taking no sides. And I'm not trying to make excuses for him. But this not for him, y'all. Because trust me, he's scared right now. He's scared. He want to go home. Because he the type of nigga, he will make decisions and think afterwards. Because he not all there. Am I saying he don't know right from wrong? Yes, he know right from wrong. He grown. But the system raised him. He been in jail 14 years of his life. Come home, domestic violence, he back in there. All he wanted to do is see his mama who just come home. All he wanted to do is see his baby graduate. But we know that's not the way of going by doing it. But in his mind, it is.
That's not all he wanted to do. Obviously, that's not all he wanted to do. That's not all he wanted to do was see his mama. He also wanted to beat bitches. That's what he wanted to do. He also wanted to put hands on women. That's what he wanted to do. What are you talking about? This isn't his first domestic charge. You see the auntie, how the auntie is acting? It's no wonder that Antoine Massey is the mess that he is, surrounded by family members and women who refuse to have accountability present in his life and theirs. It's no wonder that he out here acting like he is. It's no wonder that he has a history of violence where nobody wants to seemingly hold his ass accountable in his own goddamn family. She out here yelling at the media because her nephew is a goddamn menace. And y'all talking about, I believe him, he innocent. I believe him, he innocent. He innocent. You know what this article says right here? Hold on. Antoine Massey has a history of repeated, let me say that one more time, repeated escapes. Meaning he has escaped more than once. And guess what? If you've escaped more than once, you know what that also means? Do you know what that also means? It also means that you have been incarcerated more than once. Now, you want to sit up here and tell me that you've been incarcerated for no reason? Police just coming to pick on you, right? They just coming to fuck with Antoine because they ain't got nothing better to do. Every single time you done been incarcerated, it was because they got the wrong guy, right? I know. Every inmate and every criminal fucking got that story. What charges is Antoine Massey facing? Massey was arrested March 2025 on charges of vehicle theft and domestic abuse battery. He is one of 10 inmates who escaped from a New Orleans facility. His criminal record spans over a decade, including convictions for armed robbery, aggravated flight from an officer, felon in possession of a firearm, theft, and tampering with electronic monitoring equipment, meaning he was just chopping his goddamn ankle monitors off. I've dealt with Massey. I've personally arrested Massey, Dennis said. When we dealt with Massey, I told my team, be careful. He's playing stupid. But you can tell he wasn't stupid. So we used the full gear, shackles, handcuffs, everything after he escaped us. He told the outlet. That was from a direct officer who had personally arrested this dude. And y'all sit up there telling, oh, he innocent. I believe he innocent, y'all. I believe him. Because he held up a piece of paper that you couldn't even read online, that you couldn't even fucking read clearly, that had some names on it and some writing. Yo, man, y'all got to stay away from media. If you this gullible, stay away from media. And keep your opinion to yourself if you this gullible. Because you ain't doing nothing but damage to your own goddamn mental. Them two brain cells is working hard to try to prove that this dude is innocent. And clearly he has a history of violence and a history of being a menace to the community. What y'all want them to do? Just let him go? Say, oh well, let's just let him run around out here freely. The dude that's out here beating women, got a history of domestic abuse and theft and armed robbery. Let's just, you know what? We got it wrong. Let's just let him go. And now you done convince some broad somewhere to sit in their kitchen and record content. And now your house done got raided. Are you stupid? Y'all are so fucking dumb, man. Y'all are dumb. Dumb. Just dumb. Retardedly dumb. You gonna let a fugitive sit right in the middle of your kitchen and record a video proclaiming his innocence? What you think was gonna happen when they found out where that was? Raid. We come and knocking all your shit over. That's what's gonna happen. And that's exactly what happened. Just dumb. I would never put my friends or anybody that I cared about in a situation to have their home raided, all because I wanted to put out a 10-minute video proclaiming I'm innocent when I know that I've been running around here as a fucking menace to my community for years. Man, whatever, dog. Miss me with that bullshit.